How about we throw some fractions into the mix? Now we're going to have to remember our rules for fractions. Here's our wall. Here's the unknown. It's attached through multiplication to 1/3. In order to reverse this, we're going to use the reciprocal of our fraction because we've got to divide by the reciprocal, which means that whatever down comes up and whatever up comes down. It's just flipped around. And then when we divide by a fraction, we also use the opposite and multiply. That's the only way we're going to rename this to 1. And we have to do the same thing on the other side. I didn't leave myself enough room. Okay, so on the other side, this is what I did to this side of the equation. I'm going to go over here and go times 3/1. That's what I did to both sides of the equation. This cancels to 1. So 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1. I don't have to say 1q. I only have to say q. That's why I did this reciprocal, in order to get rid of the fraction totally. So q is equal to -9 is a whole number. Let's put it into a fractional form. Times 3/1. Q is equal to 27/1. The signs are not the same, so it's negative. It's a top-heavy fraction. I can reduce it to -27. Next, here's our wall. The letter is not by itself, so I have to get rid of a -2/3. I'm going to use the reciprocal. That means whatever's up comes down, and whatever's down comes up. You've got to do the exactly what you see for the sign, because you're taking the mirrored image. So this is multiplied. This is what you did here. Immediately go over to the other side, or you might forget. I see this all the time. The kids will not take the reciprocal over right away, and then they start working this problem over here, and then when they get to the other side, they forget what they have to do, and they have to go back and rethink it. Right now, you're almost like a robot. You put it down, you did the reciprocal, over there. Very easy when you do it here and there. The reason you did this is so you can cancel all this out. It's all 1. So now we just have the letter equals. Now we've got to think again. 30 has to be put into a fraction. And then this is the copy job. You might be able to cancel on the diagonals, which would make the math easier. 30 and 2 are even numbers. So 2 goes into itself once. 2 goes into 30 15 times. Now we have 15 times 3. That is we're multiplying the numerators. So 15 times 3 is 45. The signs are not the same, so this is negative. 1 times 1 is 1 equals P. Anything over 1, that's that identity property with the reducing portion of numbers that are whole. P is equal to a -45.